Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap. We're a little later than usual in the day. Thanks for making that adjustment with me. And thank you to those of you who joined me for class last night. Ben, Libra Does Tarot. It was not until we were mentioning the Eight of Cups reversed and I saw your smile and I was like, oh my gosh, that's Ben. I knew your name was Ben, but it took me a minute to figure it all out. So it was so good to see you and to see your face. That absolutely so cool. So thank you everyone for being here. Did you get a chance to read the newsletter? Do you get the newsletter? It should come into your inbox every Wednesday. If it doesn't, you can go right to my website, christianagaudet.com. You can read all the newsletters and you can subscribe. So this week, in honor of Halloween, it is the masks we wear and what's beneath. And I talked a little bit about how much I love Halloween costuming and shared a couple of memories. But you know, what I really wanted to talk about is the masks we wear when it's not Halloween. The way we mask ourselves so that we don't see who we are or others can't see who we are. And sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes we have to be a certain way for work or with family or in-laws or whatever. Sometimes it's necessary for our survival to mask ourselves. Sometimes, though, as I said, we'll mask ourselves from ourselves. We won't know who we are authentically. So we want to do readings about authenticity, about vulnerability. If you're in like a work situation or something like that, where you really do need to be different than you are, you need to put on a face, so to speak, we can talk about that. What's the best face to put on for a particular situation? We can absolutely talk about that. Sometimes strategy is necessary. So that's what we're here to do today. I'll take questions in the order that I see them. Thank you so much to our members and to our moderators. I appreciate all of you. You can see I'm using Wiser Tarot. Thank you again, Ben, for that. Most appreciated. And the first question I see is from Betty. Betty Flesher, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What part of my true self am I hiding from the rest of the world? And thank you. Awesome class last night. Couldn't stop crying afterward. So thank you. It was so great to see you in class. So glad you were there. And that's funny. Like there's so few situations in life where it'd be like awesome dinner. Couldn't stop crying afterwards. Like there's very few things where the fact that it elicited that kind of emotional response would be a good thing. But I totally get it in this context, and I'm glad that it was helpful. Glad that it was helpful. And again, it's so great to see you there. Thank you so much for being there, Betty. When you got your ticket, you always get your ticket kind of like right before. I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'd do if Betty wasn't there. Oh my gosh. So thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So Betty's question: what part of my true self am I hiding from the rest of the world? All right. All right. What part of my true self am I hiding from the rest of the world? The thing is, you do have friends, you do have family, but I feel like you are very measured in what you show the world. Like I want to say all of it. Like friends know you, family knows you, but I feel like you aren't always comfortable just being who you are wherever you are. And again, maybe it's not safe to be, really. I don't know. But my answer is sort of a lot of your vulnerability, a lot of your just what you deal with. I think you tend to put on a pretty good happy face, maybe even for friends and family, like everything is okay when it's not. And so I think you're not always comfortable letting people know what you're going through. Maybe. Tell me what you think about that. Claire C. Nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Yeah, right. I mean, a group of psychics get together and have this conversation, right? I have been able to often see beneath the masks of others, and this makes most people uneasy. Oh, heck yeah. How should I use this skill? Well, I think there were ways it was helpful when you were a teacher, is you could really help your students. I think you can use it in your art to really show the world in through art what is versus, the veneer, like what's under the veneer. I think in reading, if you want to read for others, I think you'd be a fabulous reader reading for others for this reason. Soda Pop, Popsy K has a new name. Fabulous. Thanks for being a member. What is beneath the mask that I need to show more and stop hiding from the world? What do you need to stop hiding from the world? Let's take a look and see. I feel like sometimes you are not comfortable showing things that displease you. Like you might be one who's like, okay, it's fine, everything's fine, when it's not. And you may not be comfortable, and maybe this was something I was saying to Betty in a way too. You may not be comfortable letting people know when things are not fine. And maybe you could. Nalini, it's so nice to you. So nice to you. No, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. What masks am I currently wearing and how do I reveal what's beneath? I think you don't always like to show people, your creative side completely, your psychic side completely. I feel like you show it, but you show it little when it's so big. And it might be helpful to show the bigness of it. Okay. Oh, Jelly Roll, Claire, that will make you more confident in your readings. That's fabulous. Yeah, you should. You should. Absolutely, absolutely. All right. Febborn, nice to see you. I'd like to know what I'm asking, if anything, and what is my authentic self? Well, let's start with that. What is your authentic self? You're a sensitive person. You're a sensitive person. You will fight for what you believe in. You will try to make the best of difficult situations. And you have a wide range of talents, wide range of emotions. And I think sometimes you don't show that whole range to people. And I'm not saying you have to show that whole range to everybody, but, there's that. Okay. Aria Wilson, nice to see you. And thanks for the support for the newsletter recaps. It's fun, right? It gives us like these interesting things to look at. How can I unveil my mask to face myself? Oh my gosh, to be able to see yourself more clearly. Oh, what a beautiful question. The thing is, I think you have to be more patient with yourself. You have to see what has wounded you. You have to see your wounding, but you also have to own all of your decisions and honor all of your decisions. And you have to know that you are beautiful and you are fine no matter what. That's what you need to do. Von Ray, nice to see you. Thanks for using members only emojis. Thanks for being a member. I wear a mask because of interactions in the past. I now find it difficult to take it off. How do I take it off safely and without feeling like I showed too much at once? Well, the thing is, it's like what is safe and what feels safe. Those are two different things, right? Something might not feel safe, but it may be safe. And then some things really aren't safe. So that's an interesting question, right? So what do we do here? How do you safely take off your mask? You have to be comfortable with yourself, because the thing is, other people will not always be comfortable with you. It will happen to all of us, not just you. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with us all the time, and you've got to be okay with that. You don't exist for other people's comfort. You're not responsible for other people's comfort. Perhaps in your work, yes, it's important to make, whoever you're working with and for comfortable. But beyond that, you are not responsible for other people's comfort. And I think that's the thing. You have to be comfortable enough with yourself so that you don't care if other people aren't comfortable with you. That's big. And it's not just for you. It's for everyone. I mean, I said it to you, and it is for you, but it's for all of us. Catherine Fan, nice to see you. Do I wear a social mask or portray myself differently to others? What is my authentic self I may be hiding that I can work on to better myself in my relationship to others? Ooh, did you spend some time crafting that question? That's wow, that's a lot. That's good. I love that. Now, I have to really think about how I'm going to put that together. First of all, here's how we're going to do it, okay? So there's what you portray to others, which is kind of non-emotional, quite frankly. And what is your authentic self? Your authentic self is like, there's a defensive, not defensive thing here, where to others, your defense mechanism is to not let anything bother you. I'm fine. Man, this has been coming up a lot, and always for women. I think we're trained for that, right? So I'm fine. Like, your defense mechanism is I'm fine. The reality is, fine or not, when you have people that you're close to that are really in your inner circle, they will see your wholeness. So you do show your wholeness to others. Now, when we talk about your full authentic self, the thing is, your authentic self is many things. You are a multifaceted person, Catherine Fan. And what you do is you sort of wear different masks at different times. So wherever you are, there's your mask for that time. This is who I am here. This is who I am there. And this actually works well. It helps you in a lot of ways. Should you change that? There is healing you need to do around trusting that it's safe to let your friends, the people that you care about, see your whole self. To the world at large, I think you are very accomplished at sort of showing up, giving the energy, presenting the energy that's going to position you the best in each situation. But when you're with your friends, when you're with the people that you should be able to just be yourself with, it's still hard for you to be yourself. That's what you need to work on. Trusting that the people that you care most about will accept you. And if they won't, then you need different friends. Hey, Smile Soul 20, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. Okay, next question. Medea Ness, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How can I go beyond the fear of taking the mask off or actually realizing my mask? Right? How can you move beyond that and through that? Well, it's in your training. Your training is to not let people see you. Seriously, you have big training around that. So this is unpacking, whether it's cultural stuff, generational stuff. This is deep work, and it is deep healing for you, Medea Ness. So how do you do it? Slowly, carefully, and over time. recognizing that this is the crux of your personal healing during this lifetime. Wow. Sorry, but there it is. Let me know if that makes sense or if I'm being overly dramatic, which, I'm a Scorpio. Could happen. All right. A penny for your thoughts. So what we're doing here today, a penny for your thoughts, is talking about masks. This is the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter recap. So you are more than welcome to ask a question regarding the mask that you wear in life, and anything about that, about being your authentic self. Justine, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Thanks for being a moderator. Maya Turner, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Cartomancer Magazine, so nice to see you here today. And thanks for your love for the newsletter. That means a lot coming from you. Ali Mammon, nice to see you. Could you please tell me why and what mask I wear to my friends and family? And what is beneath the mask, both good and bad? Also a very well-constructed question. Very good. And I want to say thank you so much to Clumsy Clairvoyance, member, moderator, active moderator, always shares links, promotes, oh my gosh, and has helped out with a super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. Okay. What mask do you wear specifically with family and friends? You try to show them you're okay even when you're not. Man, this is a theme. And it's like women across ages and cultures, man. We are all trained, probably because we have like brutal periods once a month. And then we have like a lot of us go through childbirth, pregnancy and childbirth, and then menopause. And through all of it, we're like, it's fine. I'm fine. When we're really not, because it's really hard. But we're trained to just let it be fine. And then that goes into this whole thing around abuse. You know how women are taught to tolerate abuse and placate abusers. I'm sorry, I did not mean to go off on a feminist rant here. But what I'm seeing showing up here, really speaks to some of that. All right. Okay, so what is beneath your mask, Ali Mammon? Let's take a look. What is beneath your mask? A person who really is willing to be hardworking and do what needs to be done to get things right. That really is who you are. And a person who has very strong beliefs about things and very, very strong feelings and thoughts and pains, and you don't share them. So it's not even a good or a bad thing. It's you just make nice. And sometimes making nice is the right thing to do. But sometimes you just make nice. And there are things you would much rather share. Is it safe for you to share the things that you want to share, Ali Mammon? Sometimes. You're going to have to sort of judge that situation by situation. So, Ben, you're going to make a blog and spread from last night's class. That's really exciting. I was thinking about doing the same thing, but now I'm just going to let you do it. So just send me a link when you got it. I'll put it in the newsletter. Okay, Clumsy Clairvoyance. Do I use masking as emotional protection? Interesting question. Let's take a look and see. A DNS. Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you. Denise Woods. I'm dying, but I'm fine. Right? Okay. Clumsy Clairvoyance. Once again, thank you for everything. Really appreciate you. Do you use masking as emotional protection? Heck yeah, you do. And sometimes it's necessary and serves you, and sometimes you do it out of habit when you really don't need to. So yeah, you absolutely do. And again, you don't want to get rid of it completely because it can really serve you well. but sometimes not. Hey, Lydia, nice to see you. I'm a lawyer, and people have told me I don't look like I belong to the profession. I obviously disagree, right? What does a lawyer look like, right? What mask should I put on to be perceived that way? Oh, this is good. How can you present more like the attorney that you are? That's a very fair question. You know, it's not in how you dress. It's in how you walk. And obviously you do your job well. When you're actually doing the job, you do it well. But I think there's a certain swagger. There's a certain tilt of the head. There's a certain talking with authority that you don't do. That's not your nature. Your nature is much more collaborative. Your nature is, not, this is what we're going to do. Your nature is, well, let's all take a look at this and figure out what we're going to do. That's what I think. And I think sometimes really need to see you move forward with more confidence and more I versus we. Now, I think there's a lot of places for we versus I, and there's a lot of places for attorneys who do that. But in answer to your question, there it is. Leslie Jones, nice to see you. What aspect of myself should I unmask and show more to the world? All right, let's take a look. What aspect of myself should I unmask and show more to the world? Leslie Jones. Your willingness to fight for what you believe in. The ways where you have had to stand up for yourself, or maybe specifically, you know what it is, you don't always stand up for yourself. That's what I think. I think it is that what you could show the world more is willingness to stand up for yourself. How about that? Ben Lieber does tarot. Again, thanks for being a member. How can I find the confidence to take the bravado mask off and be comfortable being more vulnerable? That's hard, man. That's hard for everybody. Honestly, recognize that when you do that, Ben, what you show is your true heart, your loving heart. And that is the strongest thing of all. And yeah, you're a guy, and guys are trained to have that bravado. But there's nothing stronger than love, and love is what's within you. So just know that. Maya Turner, so nice to see you. Thank you for being a member here. Thank you for using members-only emojis. What masks are holding me back with building my business? Interesting. And I think it's both with yourself and with others. You mask to yourself and you mask with others. I think you are sometimes afraid, like I talk to people when we talk about marketing and they're like, well, isn't marketing just bragging on yourself? And I don't want to do that. And I think that's some of you, or that you have some of that in you, that you don't want to be bragging on yourself. And so marketing, that's the mask with other people. And with yourself, I think there's a confidence thing. I think even though you know what you do is good, you know your product is good, you know it's good, there's a part of you that just doesn't want to quite own it. So in both cases, it's owning your awesomeness, really. Denise Woods, I had always thought I was pretty much out there, too much maybe. And this made me realize that maybe I haven't ever really been. What do you see of who I am unmasked? You're a person who has been through a lot, Denise. A lot of pain, a lot of difficulty, and in many ways you have not been heard. You've not been heard, you've not been understood. You've tried to make all that be okay, and it's not okay. And so now you're already trying to do something different. And so what you're trying to do is show your full self. And that is the part of you as well that is hurt, that has tolerated things you should not tolerate and will tolerate them no more. Lydia, I've been told I look more like a therapist because I try to understand others. This is what gives lawyers a bad name. All of us are not fighting machines. And it's cheaper to the clients, right? You're so right, Lydia. You are so right. Oh my gosh. To have agreements and not lawsuits. Yes. Yes. And Maya, that's spot on what I thought the answer would be. Makes sense. They're very good. Very good. All right. Cheryl Watson, nice to see you. You pulled muscles in your back moving a sewing machine. Man, I am so sorry that happened. Martha Vink, is it safe for me to unmask myself at my new job? Are there parts I should not unmask yet? Now, they hired you, and just knowing what that process is, they would have to know some things, right? But is it safe, Martha, for you to fully unmask yourself? No, it is not. No, it is not. A little bit at a time. And, really in your position, you have to be all things to all people, which means you are stepping into a role. You are stepping into a representative versus truly being yourself. So no, it's not. I'm sorry. Angela, dying here. Excuse me. Okay. Angelic Michelle, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Wondering what mask I show to people. You show that you don't care. And I don't mean you don't care about them. I mean, you're like, fine, whatever. Cut my arm off. I don't care. It's all good. It's like people can treat you badly and you're fine with it, I think. And I think there are times when you show that you're like not upset about something, not anxious about something, when truly you are. Truly you are. So I think it's like that. And I'm not saying you should fix that or change that. It's just what I think. Yeah, Nalini, I need to dive deeper into my psychic side, and I'm so drawn to both creativity and spirituality. Yeah. You may find the most power and the most success in Nalini comes from being exactly who you are. Denise dying here. I'm fine. Right. You just called me on it. I mean, really, I wasn't dying. I just had a frog in my throat. But yeah, right. I just did the thing. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Jenny. How can I see myself more clearly? And I just overscrolled, so I'm not seeing you clearly either. Give me a minute. Here we are. Okay. How can I see myself more clearly? This topic is so interesting. We use masks all the time, and it's easy to get lost in them, right? Right? Here we go. How you can see yourself more clearly. Recognize that yourself is comprised of multiple things and multiple facets. And sometimes you don't want to look at yourself because I think you don't always have good self-esteem. You don't always have a good self-perception. And so on one hand, I think you need to see that about yourself, but you also have to recognize that your self-perception is faulty. How about that? Hey, Lisa Harmon, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. What am I masking? I think you've spent a lot of your life, Lisa, masking for other people. Like other people who have not treated you well or other situations where you've not been treated well. And just like, that's okay. That's okay. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. So I think you've taken the hits for other people in a way. Does that make sense? Am I off? Let me know if I'm off, but I think it's true. And sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes you can't be the aggrieved person, but I think very often you are the aggrieved person and you just aren't comfortable saying or doing anything about it. Let me know. Peggy Lou Levens, thanks for being a member here. Thank you for your kind wishes. I believe I'm pretty transparent and authentic. Am I hiding anything? And if so, what? I think you hide from yourself your own magic. Just saying. Other than that, probably not. Okay, Lucia. What mask do I need to remove to be all of me? What a great question. I think you have a lot of confusion to some extent about who you are, to some extent about like what is acceptable and what is not, and what feels right and feels wrong to you. I think there's a fair amount of confusion there in general. So I think it's really about you have to get to know yourself and know all the parts of yourself. There's so much opportunity to dig into that. I think today, Lucia, you must begin a journey of self-exploration. Justine, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in class yesterday. Thanks for being a member and a moderator. How does the mask I wear in the world harm my personal growth and development? Well, let's ask first if it does. Does it? Does the mask that you wear harm your I mean, it certainly diminishes you, but I'm not sure it harms you unless you believe that that mask is you and is correct. If you put it on for the world, like in the same way I wear a bra, like I'd really rather not be wearing this, but the world probably appreciates it. So if it's like that, fine. But just know that the real you should not be diminished and is good. And there are places where it can be. Fair? Okay. And Lisa, yes, that is a yes. And I know who they are. They are now deceased. Well, okay. Got it. Okay. Mediha, yes, okay. Thank you for that feedback. Appreciate it. Ali Mammon, thank you for helping me unmask myself. This is a really great topic. So cool. I appreciate that. Leslie Jones, makes sense. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Rose Khan, thanks so much for being here. So on Thursdays, we do the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap, where we look at a different topic each week. But this week, we're looking at masking. So the question really, Rose, is about your is about you and your authenticity in the world. And when we look at that, Rose, the thing is, I think you are very guarded. I think you wear a very serious mask and do not let people see who you are or see what's really going on. You may have been raised in an environment where it was encouraged to keep secrets. And so there may be a lot of healing that you need to do where that's concerned. And yes, sometimes secrets are necessary, but very often they're hurtful. And so that seems to be the direction you're going to want to look at. And Justine, love the bra analogy. Yeah, indeed. Okay. Right, Angelic Michelle, exactly. Like the Ten of Swords extra card in Modern Witch. She's down on the ground with swords in her back. Everything's okay. I'm fine. It's fine. Yep, absolutely. Jackie Masters, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being in class yesterday. What masks am I wearing and how does that show up to people? Have I forgotten who I am by believing the mask? Would it be okay to step out from behind the mask? Cool. Let's take a look. What people see is that you are really trying hard to do what needs to be done and move yourself forward, which is not untrue, but it's narrow, narrow focus. Have you forgotten who you are? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, would it be okay to step out from behind your mask? In some settings, yes. In some settings, no. At work, probably not. In some settings, it would be good, but I think you need to really figure out who you are and get secure with that. I think that's a thing. Lucia. So, Lucia, first of all, do you have a different account under which you're a member? Do you have two different accounts? Because you're not showing up here as a member. The notification for yesterday's class, which was a Zoom class, was in the announcements. That's announcements and rants playlist was right there and was also on the community thread. So keep your eyes there. Oh, so you're a member with a different account. What's your other account? I'm so sorry, Lucy. I didn't put those two things together. Let me know the name of the account under which you have a membership, so I can remember that to thank you even when you come in on this account. Okay, and remember to see the members only stuff, to come to members only events, you have to be logged in with the account in which you're a member. Okay. Let's see. Peggy Lou, very good. Very good. All right. Lucia, that seems to be the account you're in now. Are you confusing member for subscriber? Perhaps you're a subscriber and not a member, maybe? Okay, Maya. As a Gemini, I realized in my 30s I had so many masks and have worked on purging what doesn't serve me well. Many sneak back. Yep. Got it. Kathy Humphrey, nice to see you. Thanks for being a new member. I'm just now unmasking my unbelievably painful past. Wow. Good for you for doing that work. That is not easy work. It's necessary, but it's not easy. What more am I masking? Honestly, I think it's all about that. And I think once you get through that, it's going to be about recognizing your joy and your beauty. And that's in there too. All right, my friends, from my perspective, I am through the list. If I accidentally missed you, I'm so sorry. Please reiterate. If you haven't yet asked a question but want to, by all means do. It's last call for readings, y'all. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to be back. Speaking of bras, right? I've got my annual mammogram tomorrow morning, but I'll try to be back in time for our noon Friday weekly wrap-up. So I'll hope to see you then. I won't schedule it until I get back just to make sure, but I think it should be. And Saturday, we will not be doing the Saturday Psychic Sampler because I'm the headlining speaker at the PSL's Witches and Pagans Samhain Festival here on the Treasure Coast. Everyone's welcome. Looking forward to seeing people there. So Lucia, you're paying monthly, so you are a member, and thank you so much for that. And you just joined. So yeah, please check that out because I should be seeing your name in green with a little sun after it. So please check and make sure it was my account that you joined. And I do thank you very much for your support, but definitely check that out because normally as soon as a person becomes a member, their name is in green with a little sun after it and yours is not. And so I'll check on my end too and see what I see. So let me know. Let's get that straightened out right away because if you're paying, you deserve the privileges, my friend. Where is the event Saturday? It's Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie. It's in the Savannahs. You can go. Just look on. I'll invite you on Facebook. I'll send you an invitation. But look for PSL Witches and Pagans Samhain Festival. and check it out for sure. For sure. All right. My friends, thank you all so much. Special thank you to the members and to the moderators. I appreciate all of you. I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Please do reach out anytime. You take really good care. Be good.